Hey guys, so today I'm just gonna do a little tutorial on how to make a sci-fi armor. So I'm just inserting all the photos that I'm gonna use for my reference guides. This was something that was requested. I'm trying to go through your request slowly. Sorry that this took so long to put out there. But I was at school and this video for some reason was not saving. But I finally got it to save. This is sped up. It was 40 minutes originally, so I do hope you understand. So I'm just gonna go in and outline everything. So for sci-fi armor, there's a lot of shapes on a darker background. So that's what I'm just kind of doing right now. I'm making a little collar, just copying and pasting it over to the other side so it's symmetrical. So in this video, I don't shade this at all because I've done a lot of lessons on shading, but if you would like me to show you how to shade armor, just let me know and I will do a lesson on that too. So I'm just going in and I'm making the little, as you can see down there in the bottom left, there's a little collar around the dude where I guess his neck armor is. I don't know if you've seen my references at all, so just letting you know. So now I'm just kind of trying to make it symmetrical because sci-fi armor is typically really symmetrical with grays, blacks, whites, and then a little bit of added color. This one has a lot of blue, which I love the shade of blue. So right here is going to be a little blue gem. I don't remember if at the end I added that in or not. But I'm just doing the base because everybody has their own shading styles and I feel like it's important to shade how you want because your shading kind of makes you whoever you want to be as a designer. So if you see on the bottom left, that's the one I'm following mostly. And I'm using that as a reference guide and I'm just trying to follow it as much as I can. It's not going to be exact, but I'm trying to make it pretty close just so you can get the general feel. So it's a lot of shapes that are kind of curved. They're not really rigid shapes, they're just kind of nice bendy shapes, if that makes sense. They're very defined shapes, but not rigid. So I'm just adding in my shapes right now. So sci-fi armor is pretty easy as long as you get the patterns down. It's a little bit tedious to outline everything out, but other than that, it's pretty decent. So yeah, I'm just going in and I'm doing this. I did forget to bring the arm padding or arm armor, or not arm armor, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. The front chest plate, I forgot to bring those sleeves all the way up, but they should go all the way up and connect to the back, but I just forgot to do it. So now I'm just going in, I'm just doing the shoulders. The shoulders are a little bit difficult sometimes to align, but I hope I'm doing it good. Also, since I have a ton of time with this lesson, I just like to go over some basic designing things while I'm doing this. I'm just doing all the outlines. I feel like it doesn't need much explanation with outlining. You can pretty much see what I'm doing. But so when you're designing, please don't copy directly from my tutorial. You can get inspiration from it. You can learn the general gist of how to design certain styles, but please don't directly copy it because then it's not original. Also, please, okay, for beginner designers, shading templates are good, but don't rely on them because you'll never be able to make more complex designs with shading templates, just because it doesn't allow you to shade in depth, if that makes sense. So now I'm just making the little arm. I did mess up on this a little bit, but I went in and fixed it later on. Because it looks a little too straight. And like I said, they don't really have straight edges. But that's okay. So yeah. So now I'm just going to kind of go in and I'm just going to color in all these pieces. The reason I did different shades of like gray is just because I feel like it really helps with looking not all the same, if that makes sense. The background is going to be black, so that'll really help, I feel like. But now I'm just going in and coloring. It's not the best coloring, but I'll do more in depth in a minute. This is a pretty tedious process. You can feel free to skip this if you want. For the final result is at the very end without shading though. So just a general rule of thumb for these types of things like armor, military stuff like that. If you're doing commissions especially, just let them know that it could possibly take a lot longer than you thought, because if you've never really done it before, it's going to take some time, and it's very tedious. Like, typically my armor designs, just like the outlining alone, the shading doesn't really take too long, but the outlining and the base drawing takes me like an hour to 2 hours typically, versus on my normal designs, maybe like 30 minutes tops, and then I'm done. So it's just very tedious. So like I said, in this specific video, I'm not going to go in depth on shading, just because I feel like it's not super important, but you can feel free to look at my other videos for shading stuff. Anyways, have a good day. I hope this helped you guys. Bye.